I met Mike Fine probably in 2013 or 2014. He was a divorce lawyer. I'm a divorce judge. He asked to be alone with me, which I found unusual, but I had an open door policy, so I was like, okay, Mike, if you want to be alone. And he said, just the two of us. He asked me to follow a pen with my eyes, and we later found out that pen had surveillance camera in it. And he asked me to count backwards from 30. I think he was trying to unethically influence me by hypnotizing me. Hypnosis has dramatically impacted my life for the past 20 years. When I was a student, my former roommate was hypnotizing me in everyday conversations. He had used hypnosis. Hypnosis is a real thing, and it is being used by lawyers. Mike Fine told one of the divorce clients who was in front of my court, don't worry about Judge Swensky, I can handle her if I can get her alone with me. When I recused myself from Mike Fine's cases, I was accused of having no integrity, and basically accused of being nuts. The media thought that I was insane when I claimed that he used hypnosis. It did subsequently come out that Mike Fine indeed was using this technique. Hypnosis is real. It happened to me. It happened to these other women. It was used 20 years ago, and it's still being used today.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Phil, for doing this show. And,
well, awareness is everything, right?
It
and
is.
This just gets stranger by the minute. Tell us about your encounter with this man. He wanted to meet with you in chambers.
Yes.
What was the first thing that he said or did that, in looking back, you think, this is way wrong?
Well, yeah, the first thing was when he admitted to being conversant in hypnosis. And that was, he did this in front of several people. So I should have been alert right then and there to the fact that something was wrong with him. But because something had happened to me 20 years ago and I tried to put it out of my mind, I just blew it off. And he comes in and he had a pen with him and he had me discuss his part of the case. So I listened to his part of the case, and then the other attorney gets to present their part of the case. And she's sitting there listening, I'm sitting there listening, I give him my full undivided attention. When it comes time to talk with her, I turn to her and say, okay, so-and-so, you got 30 seconds. That's it. You got 30 seconds, tell me what you want to tell me. So she started talking. And I just started counting backwards from 30. I said 30, 29, 28. I was looking at Mike Fine, and he was doing this thing with him. And I said, Mike, stop that, you're freaking me out. But I kept counting backwards. And then when the 30 seconds was up, I turned to the other lawyer. I said, your time's up. Well, sorry. It's the end of the settlement conference. And we laughed. That is so unlike me. For me to have blown off another lawyer like that, again, another sign that should have been a red flag for me.
Okay, well, what happened that got you to do that?
I think he had said, you'll give her 30 seconds to talk and you're not going to listen to her. And that would be my guess.
And when did that happen? When do you think he did that?
I think he probably did that right there at the settlement conference, right there in front of the other attorney. Because if you are not cognizant of those techniques and what is being done, it can be done in front of people. And nobody would have a clue that this covert hypnotic technique was being used. And I think he was just bold enough and audacious enough to do it in front of the other attorney.